Jai Gurudev and good day and welcome. Today we are going to explore one of the most revered mantras in Hindu spirituality, Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. It is said to have a transformative effects on both the mind and body. To discuss this mantra in detail, we are joined by experts from the Art of Living Foundation and a senior officer from the Vedic Dharma Sansthan. Thank you both for being here today. Jai Gurudev, it is a pleasure to be here. This mantra has a deep spiritual significance and carries with it profound effects on the mind and soul. I'm excited to delve into it with you. Thank you for inviting us. It's truly an honor to discuss the mantra, which has been a beacon of spiritual and mental peace for centuries. Let's start with the mantra itself. Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame is something that many people are familiar with, but few truly understand. Can you explain its meaning in detail? Jai Gurudev. Of course, the mantra Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame is essentially an invocation of Lord Rama, who symbolizes righteousness, truth, and virtue in Hinduism. The repetition of the name Rama is a way of calling upon his divine presence. Rama Rama Rameti means by chanting Ram Ram Ram, we are connecting with his divine essence. The second part, Rame Rame Manorame, speaks to the mental and emotional alignment with the name of Ram. The word Manorame refers to the mind or heart, and it signifies the inner connection one feels while repeating the mantra. So it's not just about a mechanical repetition, but about allowing the mind to focus and engage with the divine, to be absorbed in the presence of Lord Ram. In Vedic philosophy, sound is considered the most potent tool for transformation. The vibrations produced by chanting the name of Ram are not just words but potent sound frequencies that connect us to the cosmic energy. Ram is not just a name, it is a divine syllable that holds immense power. This mantra has a multidimensional effect. It purifies the mind, calms the heart, and connects the individual to the divine order. That's a beautiful explanation. Now, I understand that chanting mantras like this has not only spiritual benefits but also physical and mental health benefits. Can you explain the science behind this, and are there any studies or research findings that support these effects? Absolutely. The science of sound and vibration is increasingly being studied in the context of mental and physical well being. Chanting a mantra like Ram Ram Rameti can have a profound effect on the brain, especially in terms of reducing stress and improving focus. From a neurological standpoint, chanting induces a meditative state. Studies on brainwave activity shows that repetitive mantra chanting can trigger the brain to shift into a state of deep relaxation known as the alpha state. This is the same brainwave state we enter when we meditate or when we are deeply relaxed. As a result, chanting a mantra can lower stress hormones like cortisol and increase feel good hormones like serotonin and oxytocin. This leads to a decrease in anxiety and a profound sense of calm. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology found that people who practice mantra based meditation showed significant reductions in anxiety and depression, with an increase in emotional stability and resilience. Yes, and from a physiological perspective, chanting has been shown to impact the autonomic nervous system. When we chant a mantra, the body enters a state of parasympathetic dominance. This means the body shifts from a state of fight or flight to rest and digest. This reduces heart rate, blood pressure, and muscle tension. Researchers in India and the West have confirmed these effects, particularly in studies related to sound based therapies and mantras like the one we are discussing. Additionally, the vibration created by chanting can help synchronize brainwave frequencies, which can bring coherence between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. This enhances mental clarity, reduces mental fatigue, and improves cognitive function. That is fascinating. So, chanting this mantra not only improves our emotional and mental health, but also has a physical impact on the body. Can you share some real life examples or case studies where people have benefited from this mantra? Absolutely. One example that comes to mind is of a student who had been struggling with anxiety and stress due to academic pressure. After attending one of our Art of Living courses, he was introduced to chanting mantras. He started chanting Ram Ram Ramiti every morning for 15 minutes. Within weeks, he reported feeling calmer, more focused, and less anxious. His academic performance also improved, and he was able to focus better and manage stress effectively. Another example is of a woman suffering from chronic insomnia. Despite trying different remedies, she couldn't sleep properly. She started chanting the mantra every night before bed, and after a few weeks, her sleep patterns normalized. The rhythmic repetition of the mantra helped her release pent up mental and emotional stress, which allowed her to rest better. I've seen similar transformations within the Vedic Dharma Sansthan. One particularly powerful example is of an elderly man who had been suffering from chronic pain and depression. He started chanting this mantra as part of his spiritual regimen. Over time, not only did he report a reduction in pain, but his emotional state also shifted from one of sorrow to acceptance and peace. This is a testament to the power of sound and vibration in healing the body and mind. We have also observed that individuals who chant the mantra regularly experience a heightened sense of emotional intelligence. They become more aware of their emotions and are better able to manage them. This leads to healthier relationships and a greater sense of inner peace. These are remarkable stories. It's clear that chanting this mantra can have a transformative impact on both the mind and body. For those who are new to mantra chanting, do you have any practical tips on how they can start? My advice would be to begin with consistency. Start by dedicating just 10 to 15 minutes a day to chant the mantra. Choose a quiet space where you can sit comfortably. Focus on the sound and the vibration of Ram as you repeat the mantra. It will let it fill your mind and heart and allow yourself to be absorbed in the divine energy of Lord Ram. I also recommend using the Sehat Samadhi meditation technique, which is taught in the Art of Living courses. It's a powerful way to connect with deeper levels of consciousness, and chanting mantras can enhance this practice. Yes, I echo the same advice. Approach the mantra with reverence and patience. At first, it might seem and feel mechanical, but over time, you will begin to experience the subtle shifts in your mind and body. I recommend sitting or setting a routine either in the morning or before bed when your mind is less distracted. And don't be discouraged if you don't feel instant results. The process of inner transformation takes time, but the benefits are worth it. Thank you both for your insights. It's clear that the mantra Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame holds immense potential not only as a spiritual tool but also as a scientifically backed practice for mental, emotional, and physical well being. Your advice will surely inspire many to incorporate it into their lives, Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev and hello and welcome. Today we are diving deep into one of the most well-known mantras in Hinduism, Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame. This mantra is believed to have spiritual and psychological benefits. To explore its deeper meaning and its effects on the mind and body, we are joined by a renowned expert from the Art of Living Foundation and a senior officer at the Vedic Dharma Sansthan. Thank you both for being with us today. It's a pleasure to be here, Jai Gurudev. This mantra is dear to many and it's always wonderful to discuss its transformative effects on the mind, body, and spirit. Jai Gurudev, and thank you for having us. It's an honor to discuss the mantra that has been part of our spiritual practices for centuries and continues to benefit people in profound ways. Let's begin with the basics. The mantra is quite simple yet deeply meaningful. Can you break down the mantra Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorme for our viewers and explain its significance in both a spiritual and psychological context? Yes, the mantra Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame is essentially a prayer of devotion to Lord Ram, who symbolizes the highest ideals of dharma, righteousness, and compassion in Hindu tradition. The first part